right? So for example, once you join into the project, so in the project, platform is, for example, you learn AWS, but in the organization, Azure is there. Okay, you can easily handle Google Cloud also. You can easily handle, right? So AWS is the core platform. Most of the companies they are using AWS. 99% companies. Along with that AWS, they are using Azure and Google Cloud, right? So if you understand AWS, you can easily understand any other platform, not only Azure, not only Google Cloud. So nearly 30 clouds are there in the market, 30 clouds nearly. So all the clouds are same functionality. Yeah, functionality was same. Terminology would be little different. Terminology. So in AWS, server can call it as EC2 instance. In Azure, VM. In Google Cloud, VM instance. So like the terminology will be changed. Functional device, all the platforms are same. Yeah. So today we'll discuss about database service, which is RDS, RDS, and also router today. Relational database service. Yeah. So in real-time projects, as a DevOps engineer, what we will do, we create the database and we configure the database, and also we connect the database and we check the issues, database issues. But we don't need to worry about the tables and columns relations. Okay. So tables, columns, normally database engineers, big data engineers, right? Database engineers, they will manage this database. But as a DevOps engineer, we need to just configure and manage. Amazon RDS. Yeah. So what is database, anyone? What is database? First of all, before going to RDS, what is database? Database is a manipulate, uh, not really, not exactly. Database is a, anyone, online students? Store the data. Okay. Any other questions? Database is a, others. Organized data, yes. Structured data. Organized data or structured data, right? So normally employee data or server data or inventories, okay? So if you maintain the Excel sheets, for example, I have hundreds, 1,000 employees in our organization, 1,000 employees, for example. So 1,000 employees data, if I want to manage, how can we manage? Normally, yeah, in old methodology, we used to use, we used to prepare in the Excel sheets. Excel sheets. Okay. Yeah. So if you prepare an Excel sheet, sometimes duplications will be happened in the Excel sheet. For example, in our previous organization, every month I used to prepare a shift roster. As a architect, I used to prepare a shift roster. What is a roster? Shift roster. Shift schedule, right? For example, we are all team members. Okay. So first shift, second shift, third shift, general shift. Okay. Four shifts. Every day, four shifts. First shift, normally it starts at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. Second shift, normally 2 p.m. to night 10 p.m. Night shift. So night 10 p.m. to early morning 6 a.m. Right. And general shift, morning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right. Yeah. So like this, I used to prepare the shifts. So our team size by the time very used in big team. So currently it's active members nearly 30 or 25 minutes something. I used to prepare the shift roster, and I prepare the Excel sheet, and I used to upload into S3 bucket, S3 bucket, right? So in S3 bucket, only read-only permissions I used to give to the team members. See, if I give full permissions, what will happen on the Excel? They modify something, they change something, right? So the duplication will be happening, right? So in Excel, if you prepare any shift schedules or any inventories or any employee data, that will be duplicated sometimes. To avoid all these things, normally what we will do, we store somewhere the data. So we use the database system and we can store in the central location so that anyone can access from anywhere and that will not be duplicated. So normally, once we join to the project, our profile will be created, right? The profile will be saved in the database. So once, yeah, after 6 months, normally what will happen? Provision period will be completed. So provision. What is provision? Anyone having idea? Provision period. Real time, guys. Provision period. Yes. It's kind of training period or yeah. Once provision is completed, you will be permanent employee for the organization, right? So after that, yeah, they update. So HR managers, they access the database, they update your information. So once background verification, BGB and all everything completes, and after a few months, so they change your information as permanent employee. So after that, after 1 year, for example, if you get any promotion, for example, they modify your role, your CTC, they modify, right? Every year, you'll get some appraisal. Appraisal, right? What is appraisal? Salary hikes, right? That structure will be that package CTC, they modify centrally, they access the data, they modify the data, right? Yeah, like that. So, for example, if you certified, so you completed some certifications, they modify the database. So, is certified, Kubernetes certified, Jenkins certified, Ansible certified, and AWS certified. They modify the data. So, this all the information they store in the central location. So HR managers they can access, and directors they can access, VPs they can access, even though managers, delivery heads also they can access the data central, right? Yeah. Now, so what is database? Let's try to understand first. So database is a see here. A database is an organized collection of structured information or data typically stored electronically in a computer system. A database is usually controlled by DBMS, database management system. Okay. Yeah. See here. What is Amazon RDS? So in general, is a collection of structured information, right? What is DBS? What is RDS? So RDS full form is yeah, Amazon Relational Database Service. RDS, Relational Database Service, is a managed SQL database service provided by Amazon Web Services. Amazon RDS supports an array of database engines to store and organize data. It also helps in relational database management tasks like data migration, backups, recovery, and patching. Okay. So here we have 8 engines are available. Database engines. We have 8 engines available. What are those? Let's try to understand. These are the engines. First one is Aurora MySQL compatible, Aurora PostgreSQL compatible, MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL, IBM, DB2. So here, first two, Aurora, is these two services are AWS proprietary services, AWS own services, right? They release this. Yeah, AWS released this Aurora services. MySQL, we know, right? Microsoft SQL, right? So yeah, these are all engines available. Yeah. So what are the free engines available? I'll show you. So we need to prepare free tier only. So we should not use the paid services here. Paid engines should not be used. Why we choose RDS? What are the importance of RDS? See here. Amazon Relational Database Service is a cloud-based platform that makes it easy to set up and operate a relational database in the cloud. Okay. So normally, creating database is very simple, very easy. So in cloud platforms, it is very easy, very faster also. So, but physical environments, when you want to configure, that takes more time. But here, so if you want to create and configure a database, it's very easier, very simple. Uh, we have few steps only, right? And after that, once we create configure database, if you want to connect database, we need some interfaces. For example, if you want to connect Linux server, how can we connect Linux servers? How can we connect by using team or one more interface? What is that? Mobile Exchange, right? Or we can use SSH authentication, sequential authentication, right? Same way, if you want to connect database, we required one interface which is a MySQL workbench. MySQL workbench. How to install configure? I'll show you that. Okay. Yeah. Now, how to create a MySQL database with AWS RDS? Let's try to understand. Our duty is to create and configure database and connect the database. Okay. You don't need to worry about the database creation, database management. Don't need to worry. Yeah. So now, if you want to create database, just search here RDS. So they modify this. So recently patch updated, so nothing to worry. So Amazon RDS. See, Amazon RDS. So here they modified Aurora. It is showing Aurora RDS, right? So actually it is a Amazon RDS. So Aurora is the proprietary. So that is why they modified this. Okay. Yeah. Now, currently no database are available. So dashboard. In the dashboard, you can check here DB instances, instance limit, DB clusters, snapshots. So these are all we can check. Okay. So click on databases. Currently, no database are available. So if you want to create any database, go to click on create database and you can give the configuration, whatever you require. So backend one snapshot will be created, one backup copy also will be created. Okay. Now click on create database here. Yeah. Now you can see standard create, easy create. So stand easy create only few steps. Go next, next, next. That's it. But better you can go with the standard one. Okay. Yeah. So standard one, select the default one, standard one. Now engine types, see here, 8 engines are available here. Aurora MySQL compatible, Aurora PostgreSQL, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, like this. Okay. Now, for example, I select Aurora. So Aurora MySQL compatible is free or not, we can check it out first. Okay. So here, engine version So when I select Aurora MySQL, so the engine version selected here. Enable RDS extended support. So if you want to get any support from RDS, you can enable this. So don't enable this, okay? Go down here. So when I select Aurora MySQL, now it is showing production and dev test only. There is no free tier here, right? So here, if you select, yeah, Aurora, MySQL, PostgreSQL, both are not free. Okay, only we can use in production and dev test only, development testing. Okay. Now I want to choose second one, no free time here also. So production, dev test only. Now if you select this third one, MySQL, it will show you free time. So we need to use only free tier. So should not create production or dev test. Some charges will be applied. Okay. Service backend, one service will be started. So we'll get some bill. So after that, we'll get emails. So please clear the bill. So if you are not responding to that emails, what will happen? So account will be suspended. Okay. Yeah. Now, PostgreSQL also having free tier. In the MariaDB also free tier available. Oracle no free tier. Microsoft SQL Server. No free, okay. Only free tier and dev test. No production. IBM DB2 is also not having free tier, right? Yeah. Now, I want to create a MySQL. Select MySQL. Go down here. Yeah. So MySQL community. Now, engine is here. MySQL 8.0.40. Okay. So here we need to choose the free tier only. So here, if you select production or dev test, now what happened here? So availability, durability, these are all available. These are all available. But when you select free tier, what will happen? You can see. These are all disabled. See here. So if you select production, now deployment options, multi-availability zone DB cluster deployment. We can create a multi-availability zone database cluster we can create. So when you select the production, it will allow you to create. So second option also, multi-availability zone DB instance deployment will be available. Single availability zone DB instance deployment also available. Three options available. But if you select dev test, also available all three options. But free tier, not available. Because free rate, no charges. Okay. Yeah. So by default, it is selected single availability zone, DB instance deployment. Only one zone. Okay. Now go down here. So settings, DB instance identifier. So database one, I want to give my database one. Credential settings. Yeah. Master username. By default, it will show you the admin. You can keep as is. Okay. Username, admin. Database username, admin. Okay. Now, so this is a credential management, managed in AWS secret manager or self-managed. You can keep self-managed only, default one. So if you want to generate auto password, you can check this, or else you can give the password, custom password. By using your password should be combination of small letters, capital letters, special character, number. Okay. So if you give different formats, it will not take. See here. So it should be strong. Password should be strong. So for example, if you give something like weak password, it will not be allowed. It will not be allowed, right? So you need to give the strong password by using the small letters, capital letters, special character, number, like this. Next one, confirm password. Yeah. So backend one server will be created. So while creating the database, So along with the database, one server will be created. So here at T4G micro, to run the database server requirement, backend in data center, one server will be created with the two CPUs, 1 GB RAM. Next one, storage. By default, they're giving 20 GB SSD GP2. By default, they're giving 20 GB. So here, if you click on additional storage configuration, you can see the auto scaling also here. Auto scaling also available. See, storage auto scaling. Why we require auto scaling for this database? Automatically, so once threshold reaches, auto scaling add the storage up to maximum 1000 GB, 1000 GB, gigabyte. So by default, they're giving 20 GB, but by default, auto scaling enabled up to 1000 GB will increase whenever threshold reaches. So we don't need to increase manually, right? So by default, they give, you can use that. Okay. Yeah. So next one, connectivity. Don't connect any EC2 computer source. You want to connect a computer source, you can select second one. So network type IP version 4. So you can keep as is. VPC, default VPC only. So normally in real-time projects, we don't use any default VPCs. We always use the customized VPCs. So customized rules we use in real-time projects. Okay, we don't use the default network. Next one, DB subnet group. So default group only you can use. Next one, public access. Give yes. So I want to connect this database through internet. That is why we need to enable the public access. Okay. So VPC security group also required here. So you need to give the existing security group. So any group you can select here. RTCP I want to select here. So if you want to connect the database, so anyone having idea database port number? What is the port number of the database? Real time guys. DB port number. Anyone having idea? Without which 8080 is a Tomcat port number. That is we can use for Jenkins Tomcat. No, wrong port number. 2359. That is not correct port number. So interview questions. These are the interview questions. HTTP port number. What is the HTTP port number? 80. HTTPS 443, right? And Jenkins 80. Tomcat. Yeah, and a database. And Route 53, one more port number is there. Route 53. The name itself, port number is available. 53. Port number is 53. Okay. And the database port number is 3306. 3306. I'll show you. 3389 is also one port number. Eh? What is that? 3389. What is RDS port number? RDS. RDP, sorry, RDP. RDP port number. What is SSH port number? SSH. SSH 22, right? RDP, remote desktop, 33. RDP only, Windows servers. How can we connect Windows servers? By using RDP, right? Windows servers. I already explained, right? How to connect RDP. RDP port number is 3389. Am I correct or not? So RDS database port number, not RDS. Database port number is 3306. See, you can search here. So default port number, that is default port number. Everywhere, that is the default. If you want to customize, you can customize. If you want to customize, you can customize. You can use different port numbers, but default port number, only one port number is there. See here. What is the default MySQL port number? MySQL or database both are same, right? 3306. Okay. So we need to keep in our mind this port. So these are the basic introductions. While attending interview asks you first 3 questions, 4 questions, basic questions. So what is AWS? What is AWS? What are the use of AWS? What is DevOps? What are the use of DevOps? Like this simple questions. What are the port number? What is the PuTTY port number? What is the SSH port number? What is RDP port number? What is the database port number? So these are the basic entry questions. Okay. So first the screening test will be there. Screening means very basic questions they ask. So nowadays, every HR also, they are taking some technical round, screening round. They're asking technical questions, HR. So before going to technical panel, HR, they are screening basic questions. So we need to keep in our mind. Port numbers, simple port numbers, and functionality of AWS. What is AWS? What is AWS? It is a cloud provider, right? Yeah. So what is EC2? What is EC2? You know? It is a Elastic Compute Cloud Service is a on-demand, right? Scalable compute service, right? Yeah. So basics we need to keep in our mind. Okay. What is on-demand? On-demand scalable virtual machine. EC2 is. What is on-demand? Online guys. What is on-demand? On demand, instantly, immediately, whenever we need it. Okay. Yeah. So instead of using physical servers in real-time projects, we are using cloud servers because on-demand servers, instantly, immediately. So whenever they need any, whenever the project team required any servers, we can create by single click. Okay. So even though we can automate infrastructure by using Terraform, we can automate the infrastructure, right? Yes. Now go back here. This is the VPC and security group I selected here. Availability zones. So no preference. You can, if you want to give any zone, you can give, or else you can, yeah, you can ignore that. You can use the default one. RDS proxy not required. Certificate authority also default one you can use. Now additional configuration. Here you can see the port number. See here, 3306. This is the default port number. If you want to modify, if you want to customize, you can customize. But default port number is 3306. Okay. So tag name. So if you want to give any tag name, you can give. Now scroll down here. So database authentication, password authentication. So 3 types of authentications are available here. Password authentication and IAM database authentication and also Kerberos authentication. So 3 types of authentications normally. So always most of the project teams are using password only. So you can keep password authentication. So don't use the Kerberos password authentication. Okay. So monitoring. If you want to enable the monitoring, you can enable here. So database insights standard one by default enabled, you can keep as is. If you want to enable enhanced monitoring, you can enable, or else you can leave as is. Okay. Yeah. Next one, log exports. If you want to enable any logs, you can enable. So not require anything. Additional configuration, go here. So initial database name, if you want to give, you can give my database one. See here. DB partner group, default MySQL 80. Yeah, option group can keep as is. Yeah, once we create the database, backend one backup will be started. Every database by default backup will be configured by default, right? So backup retention period. So here it is showing 1 day. So normally 7 days or 30 days or 60 days we use this. Okay, retention can keep as is 1 day only. Backup window. So if you want to choose a window, we need to give the schedule. Backup window. So select window. See here, start time, duration, start time, utilities time. You can give, right? As per the schedule, as per the window, the backup will be started. Okay. So no preference. You can give no preference. So backup replication. What is replication anymore? Replication. So zone to zone, region to region, you want to enable the replication. For example, so in Mumbai region, I'm creating the backup. So I want to replicate to Singapore region. The same backup, I want to save one copy in Singapore region. So by the time we can enable the replication, it will ask you target region. You need to choose the target region. Don't enable the replication. Okay. So encryption. So what is encryption? The data which we are storing on the database, you want to configure, if you want to enable the encryption, if you want to convert into encrypted format, the data can enable the encryption, right? Next one, account ID, this is the account ID. KMS key ID also available. So maintenance, enable auto minor version upgrade. So every month, some updates will be, so the releases, every database or any application, so they give some updates, patches, right? So automatically the version upgrade will be happened, the version upgrade, right? Maintenance window, if you want to choose any window, you can choose here, or else no preference. Deletion protection. So if you enable this, so accidentally, if any deletions happen, that will not be deleted. So when you enable this deletion protection, what will happen? So accidentally, in case the database is deleted or anything deleted, that will not be allowed you to delete. Okay. We'll give you some pop-ups. It will give you warnings. Yeah, you can verify this once. So these are the engines. So you can choose the standard create here and MySQL database. And so here default values can keep as is, engine version. And here we need to choose the filter only, availability, durability, single agent means single availability zone. You can choose here and yeah, settings, database name, identifier, and username admin. Password, you can give the strong password. After that, yeah, by default, it will select you. It will select TG, T4G, micro, and storage. So here, SSD GP2, 20 GB by default enabled. They are giving by default 20 GB. And up to 1000 GB, we can increase the storage by using auto scaling. Now, so connectivity. So we can use the don't connect EC2 instance and IP version 4, default network, default subnet groups, and public access you need to give S, and security group can give the custom group, any group or existing one. So database port number is 3306. So tag name and password authentication only. So these are all you can give, and database options. Name you can give. Backup also by default backup enabled here. Backup retention 1 day or 10 days or 1 month you can give whatever you want to give. And encryption by default enabled you can keep as is. Now go on create the database. Click on create database. Now the database is creating. So this may take 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes it will take. Database is being ready. So wait for a few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Now the database is created. But so backend backup is running. So backing up. So backup is running. So wait for 1 more minute. So this should be active. This should be active. Okay. Once it is ready, so we can go and connect the database by using the MySQL workbench, which is the interface. So we need to download and install the MySQL workbench. See, now it is available, right? So backup is status is available. So once it is available only, this will allow you to connect. Okay. So once it is available, next we require interface to connect this. Database is ready, right? So now if you want to connect this database, we need one interface, right? Yeah, so we need to go back to browser here and download MySQL workbench. So here, so MySQL workbench required here. See here, dev.mysql.com. This is the official website. Click on this. Now we can go to download page. See here. So this we need to download. Workbench we need to download into our system. And the package once downloaded, so double click on that, go next, 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 next. That will be installed. Once it is installed, along with this, we required one more tool, which is Visual C++, VC++. Download VC++ for Windows. This one also need to download. Latest supported version. So that is supporting the tool. VC++ also required to connect database. So we need to download MySQL Workbench along with that VC++ also. I already installed and download and installed. So you can first time you can download and install that. Download VC++. See here, this you can download. This you can download and same. Double click on it. Go next, 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 next. Once you install this, once you install both, after that, now I want to connect this database for which once you install, see here, MySQL Workbench is available, right? Open this. Yeah, so this is my interface. So these are the connections already available. I want to delete the connections here. I don't require these connections. No connections already available. Now I want to connect my database. So if you want to connect this database, click on this. So now you need to take this endpoint. So there is the endpoint, right? Connectivity security endpoint port. So copy this, endpoint. You can copy this. Go back to MySQL Workbench. Now MySQL connections. Click on this plus symbol. Now connection name, my connection one, my connection one, or something, whatever name you want to. Now here, connection method, TCP IP only, and parameters SSL advanced can keep as is. Host name, in place of this IP, paste the endpoint which you copied. So by default, port number is 3306. If you give other port number, it will not allow you to connect. So username, what is the username? Admin. Admin is the user. Admin. Now password, store in vault. Click on this. Here you need to give the password, which we already assigned password, custom password. Click on OK. Now click on test connection. See, successfully made the MySQL connection. Sometimes it will not be connected because due to some port issue or a connection issue, it will not be connected. This is the connection. Click on this. This is the database. So here they can create database engineers. They create the tables, columns, whatever they require. They create tables, columns, views. They create whatever they require. They add the data instead of the tables, right? They manage the data. So we don't need to worry about the tables, columns, rows, right? So as a DevOps engineer, what is our role? Create and configure the database and connectivity. Connectivity, right? Yeah. So after that, we can hand over to database team. They will take care. Clear it, everyone? This is for all the yes, yes, all project to project actually. One project is having one database, other project is having another database like every client is having their own database. As per the requirement, we need to create and configure. But we don't configure again and again, only one time job. Right? Clear, right, everyone? Online students, any questions here, anyone? Anyone having any questions here? Yeah. Once you practice this, make sure the database should be deleted. Otherwise, charges will be applied. Okay. So how can we delete? I'll show you. Go back to RDS, go to databases, select your database, and go to actions. Go and delete the database. Here. Okay. Select my database, click on delete. Now click on delete confirmation, delete me. So need to give the delete space me. Now it is allowing you to delete. Click on delete. Yeah, it will take some time to delete. So it will take 1 or 2 minutes. This will take, right? So make sure everyone delete the database once complete your practice. Okay. Yeah. So otherwise, yeah, backend some services will run. So by the time it gets in bill, get the bill. With the use of BC++, supporting tool to connect a database, this is required. For example, normally while installing Jenkins, before installing Jenkins, we install Java. Why we require Java? Without Java, Jenkins will not run. That is the supporting tool, supporting software. Java is supporting software for Jenkins, like that. So that supporting softwares or tools we need to install. Otherwise, it will not. I think the comments workbench, workbench. Workbench is interface, right? I am installed the one. Hmm. Normally, most of the projects are using workbench only, but different interfaces also can use. But most of the projects are using workbenches. If you understand this, you can understand any other interface. So no need to give any commands. No commands. Yeah. So in production level, so few companies like AT&T, Verizon, they are giving some queries, not command exactly. Queries, right? Some interface will be there. Nothing to worry. So we'll follow all the SOPs in real-time projects. We get all the SOPs, standard operating. That is the not server. That is not server really. That is database. Backend instance should be required. Instance required here. But so we created the database. The database run on the instance backend. Then we have to connect the ISP also. Is automatically. Yeah. So once we create the database, once it is available, so by using interface, we can connect. Anytime we can connect. So that will run. Backend that will run. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? So one more service we can cover, so which is a Route 53. So Route 53 also very important service. That will not take much time. Okay. I'll show you the Route 53 also. So second tool service, which is Route 53. What is Route 53? Why we require Route 53? What is the importance of Route 53? Let's try to understand here. Yeah. See here, what is the AWS Route 53? Amazon Route 53 is a highly available, reliable, and scalable cloud domain name system, DNS, cloud domain name system, right? The purpose of Amazon Route 53 is to provide an extremely reliable and a cost-effective way for the developers and businesses to route end users effectively and successfully to internet applications. What does it mean? We'll see that. Three main functions available here in Route 53. So register domains. What is domain, anyone? What is domain? So first we need to register domain. If you want to configure Route 53, so we need domain. Okay. Yeah. So we need to buy the domain. We need to procure the domain. So to procure the domain, what is the popular organization available? Good. Even Amazon, AWS also providing the domains. Okay. So route internet traffic to the resources for your domain. Check the health of your resources. See here. For example, I want to access one website. For example, in the US Times, one website is there, US Times. I want to connect from Hyderabad to US Times. How can we connect? Through website. Once we give the website address, it will route to different routers. The traffic will route to different routers. It will set the shortest path. Shortest path. For example, I want to go Gachibowli from here, from Amirpet to Gachibowli. I want to go. Okay. So first of all, what we will do? If you want to go, what we will do? Shortest path. We can select the shortest path, right? So if you don't have any shortest path, what will happen? So if you want to go to Gachibowli, so from here you can directly go to High-Tech City first, right? So from Jubilee Hills, you can go to High-Tech City. So after that, we'll go to Gachibowli. But instead of going like this, you can go in other way also. Go to Kukatpalli, Miyapur. So from there also you can go. Or else you can go to LB Nagar. From there also you can go. But we check the shortest path. So when the DNS is configured in the backend, so that will set the shortest path. So the traffic will route, for example, there is a US Times website is here. US Times. US Times server is here. Okay. So from Hyderabad, I want to access that website. So when I try to access from Hyderabad, what will happen? Yeah, first of all, it will move to the Mumbai router. Mumbai router. So this is the router symbol. So router symbol. It will move to the Mumbai router. Nearby shortest Mumbai router. Okay. So from here, it will move to the next router. For example, across the globe, so many routers are available like this. Multiple routers available. Traffic will route like this. Okay. Yeah. So These are the different routers. So Hyderabad to Mumbai, it will connect. Mumbai to Mumbai to Middle East. Middle East to some other router, Africa router, right? But we don't know exactly how the traffic is routing, right? As a user, we can just connect the website. That's it. So like this, we'll go to like this. We'll go to it is the destination, right? But if you configure Route 53, if you configure DNS, this is shortest path or not? No shortest path, right? So this is a yeah, signal is going like this. 15 years back, so 15 years back or 12 years back, so we used to while connecting any website or um, any other domains, the traffic is we used to see that traffic is going like this. But currently, so we are using very advanced technologies. That is why it is uh, it is giving shortest path. So, for example, I want to connect US times. So first it will set the path, shortest path. So here, from here, we'll go to the here. So whatever shortest path is there, then it will go like this. So it will not go like this, like this. It is not correct way, right? So immediately it will set the shortest path and it will allow you to connect the target website, right? So currently we are using the Route 53 and DNS. So DNS itself Route 53. DNS itself Route 53. DNS port number is 53. That is why you can call it as Route 53, right? Yeah. And also here, normally every website is having one IP address, right? So for example, 192.168.10.10 IP addresses. So every website is having IP address, but normally we should not use IP to connect the websites. That is why we need to procure one domain. So domain. So we can buy the domains from GoDaddy or Amazon websites, right? We can take the domains. So backend, what they will do once we buy the domain, they map this IP to the domain. In place of IP, we can use the www dot. X. Instead of using IP, we can use the domain. So that, yeah, that is very easier to understand domain. Everyone can understand. But IP, if you publish IP, no one can understand. That is why. So we need to procure the domain. So we need to map the IP to the domain, right? So how can we configure this? How can we check this? Let's try to understand. So, but Route 53 don't configure. That is a license. You need to buy the domain. So I'll show you the steps. Route 53, we don't need to worry about the configuration. So only one time initially when they set up the project, only one time. Okay. So now go back to Route 53. Before going to Route 53, so I want to create one server. First, we require, I'll show you website, how to access the website. After that, the IP we can map to the Route 53. Okay. Yeah. So now, so here we require some small script here. This script required the Route 53. So yeah, this is the script required. Route 53 script required. Copy this. Go back here. Now I want to create one server first. Go to services, click on EC2. Now click on instances. Now I want to launch one instance. Click on launch instance. Now instance name, RDS, not RDS, Route 53. instance. Yeah. So now I want to take, so the script is, okay. I want to take Amazon Linux, second AMI, scroll down here, scroll down. Yeah, T2 micro only. Key pair, I want to use any key pair, network settings. So existing network I want to use here, 8 GB storage, one instance, launch instance. Now the instance is being ready. Once the, oh, sorry. So here we missed one step. Okay, I just want to remove the server quickly. We missed the step here. Remove this, terminate this. Launch instance, one more instance. Yeah. So end up this, yeah, once you give all the configuration, expand this advanced details, go down, go down. You need to give the user data. This user data we need to give. Okay. Yeah. So here, hash escalator remarks slash bin slash bash is, it is a shabang. While working on shell scripting, I'll show this. Okay. Yum update hyphen y, yum install hyphen y, HTTPD web server I want to install, systemctl start HTTPD dot service, systemctl enable HTTPD dot service, echo. What is echo anyway? Print, print message, right? Welcome to Naresh IT. So this message I want to print in the index.html. I'll show you. Okay. So click on launch instance. Now the instance is being ready. So web server I install in the server. The installations by default by using the script I installed web server. Now the server is in running state. Now what we will do, take the public IP, copy this, go back to the browser, paste your IP address. Enter. Now it is showing, welcome to Naresh ID, right? Yeah. So this is the IP. Actually, this is the website IP. So I gave just text here. I gave text. But normally websites we host like this. So this is the IP of this Naresh IT website, for example. Okay. So this IP we need to map to the domain so that so we can procure the domain. We can use the domain to access the websites. So how can we create the domain? How can we check the domain? Let's try to understand. Now, route 53. See, click on route. So online, everyone following, right? Online guys, everyone following, right? What we are doing here. Everyone following, right? Everyone online. You understanding, right, everyone? Any confusions? Fine. Go to Route 53. Go to Route 53. So now here, see here, what is this? Register domains. Click on this. Now I want to register one domain. right? For which click on register domains. Now here, for example, I want to search one domain, Naresh IT. This domain is not available because already registered, right? Now I want to search Naresh IT DevOps. See, this domain is we can take this domain. This domain is we can take. Okay. So here they are showing something like 14 USD, $14, not free of cost. Okay. So they are giving the different options also. See here, nareshitdevops.net, .org, .io, .co, .com, naresh-it-devops.com. So different costing, different extensions, right? So whatever you require, you can select this. For example, I require this, Naresh IT, devops.io. Select this. Click on select. Proceed to checkout. Now it is $71. Proceed to checkout. So it will allow you to give the card information. Once you check out, now you will ask to payment information. You need to give the card information. So one time for 1 year, 71 USD will be deducted from your card. So don't pay anything. Don't need to worry about. Okay. So I'll show you steps. We don't need to create the domain. Yeah. So click next and you can pay the $71 and you can use the domain. Okay. Yeah. So we don't require domain. Go back to register domains. Go back here. Now, so here there is an option which is hosted zones. Click on this hosted zone. Currently, no zones are available. Now I am showing the steps how to enable. Okay. Create hosted zone domain name. I want to give Naresh IT DevOps.com, for example. Description also I want to give the same. Now, so public hosted zone, private hosted zone, whatever you want to give, can give. Okay. So click on tag name. Click on create a host zone. The zone is created here. Hosted zone is created. See here? This is the hosted zone. Okay. So under this hosted zone, we need to create some records. Create some records. So why we require record? That IP, this is the IP. This IP we need to map to the nareshitdevops.com. Okay. Now copy this IP. Click on create record. Now it is asking record name. I want to give my record one. Okay. So now value. See here. This is the value. Here we need to give the IP of the whatever IP we prepared. That IP we need to give here. Okay. Next one, record types. What type of record you want to use? A record, route traffic to an IP version 4 and some AWS resources. A record. So next one, AA record. So normally we don't use the AA. So here IP version 6. This is mainly for IP version 6. CNAME, MX, TXT, like this we can use different names. But better you can use the first one only. Okay. Now, so here routing policy, simple routing, weighted geolocation, latency, failover, different options you can use. But simple routing only normally we use. Okay. So click on create record. Now the record is being ready. Now the record is created here. See here. myrecord1.nareshit.com. This is the website, actual website, right? So by using this website, we can connect our Naresh DevOps.com. But once you enable the domain only, this will be allowed to come. Backend domain should be enabled. You understand it? So, but if you try to connect this, this will not allow you to connect. It will give you error. See, this site can't be reached. So normally, is the time card application, Capgemini application. So if you want to connect time card, this is the website, right? Under this will be connected. How can we connect this? Now it is not connecting, right? If you have VPN, that will allow you to connect. So if you want to connect company website, directly can give the capgemini.com. Now it is allowing you to connect directly. But if you want to connect other application, so we need to give that full address, timecard.capgemini.com, or else leave management.capgemini.com, right? Like that. For backend, the domain should be registered. Without domain, we can't connect. Understanding right? IP will not be changed. Permanent IP. No, this IP. No, no, no. This IP will not be changed. That is permanent IP, static IP. Static IP we need to map to the domain, not public IP. Static IP we need to use. Okay. Clear it, everyone? So every organization is having one domain. Wipro.com, Capgemini.com, Cognizant.com, like that, right? So domain should be procured. So either we can take from GoDaddy or AWS, we can procure the domain. So after that IP address, we can map to the domain. So that domain will be created. Domain will be available. So we can access from any region, any zone, anywhere you can access. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions? Anyone having any questions? Role of Route 53. Default, yeah, default we can use. Protocols default we can use. What about the function of SMS and routing protocols? Yes, yes, yes. So Route 53 is a what is Route 53? If anyone ask you, what we can say? What is Route 53? If anyone asks, the traffic will be routed. Traffic. So traffic will be routed. It will set the shortest path, and also instead of using IP, we can use the website domain, but we need to procure the domain. Yeah. So and also, so once we when we try to access any website, right? So backend DNS will be there. DNS route 53 both are same, right? By using 53 port number, you can access. So someone logically they ask, so what is route 53 port number? They ask logically. What we can say? 53, right? The name itself, port number is available. You can search here, DNS port number, or else they ask you DNS port number. What is the DNS port number? 53, right? So logically they ask questions. That is why. So we need to understand this. We need to. So for example, DNS port number. You know, ask you 53. DNS port number is 53. That is why we're calling it as Route 53, right? So this port numbers we need to keep in our mind. Fine. Yeah. Once you practice this, make sure we need to delete this. Otherwise, what will happen? Charges. So first, this record you can delete. This record. Select this record. Go and delete. Select the record. Go and delete the record here. Delete the record. After that, we need to delete the posted zones. This zone we need to delete. Select the zone, click on delete zone. After that, we need to go and delete the server, Route 53 server. Right? So this is the way, yeah, we can remove the resources. Clear it in? Yeah. So these two services are very important, RDS and also Route, right? So tomorrow we work on elastic bin stack. So that is one of the small project, right? Elastic bin stack. After that, we work on the migration project. Migration. How can we migrate the servers from region to region, zone to zone, and how can we migrate the data from one platform to other platform? So that we'll see on first. Okay. Friday, can work on SFX or something. SFX or something, different stuff. Yeah, this Saturday we will not have any session. This Saturday, no session. Okay. I'll update on Friday. I'll update. Any questions, anyone? Online? Yeah. So make sure everyone practice. Mostly by next weekend we are going to complete the AWS. Okay. Yeah. So make sure everyone practice. If you have any challenges, questions, okay, you can take the screenshot and post it to the Telegram group. Okay. Or else you can take down all the questions. You can ask me the next session. Fine. Yeah. So we can stop here. So tomorrow we'll discuss about Elastic Beanstalk, and also if you have time, we can cover one more service which is cloud formation. Cloud formation. Okay, that is small, simple service. So cloud formation also we can cover tomorrow. Fine. Yeah. DynamoDB. So yeah, SQL, MySQL DB, DynamoDB, Aurora, PostgreSQL, all are same. All are same. Okay. We'll see that. We'll see that. Okay. Fine. Yeah, we can stop here. Fine. Thank you all.